Hello and welcome to this video on business email subject lines. In this video we consider an interesting email subject line statistic, as well as the subject line don'ts, before ending with 10 business email subject line examples for success. Let's get started. Jane, do you remember the statistic I shared in the last video about email subject lines?
I seem to remember that the email subject line was important in whether the person receiving it would open it or not.
That is correct. The statistic found that 47% of emails are opened based solely upon the subject line, which implies that if you put in the wrong or a bad subject line, your audience may not open your email and you will then not get the support you need in order to succeed in your job.
Now I remember. I wanted to work on improving them, as they are so important to business success. Please will you help me to improve my subject lines?
I'd be happy to. Let us first look at the don'ts of email subject lines. The first thing to remember when drafting the perfect subject line is to not make them too long. It is best to keep them to less than 8 words. Next, it is important to start with the topic of the email and to not put it at the end. Sometimes, you may wish to start with what you need first. We will look at these in greater depth when we give examples for success. Remember to not waste it by using it to greet the email recipient, such as putting "Hi Brian" in the subject line. Also remember to never use all capital letters anywhere in an email, including in the subject line. This is because capital letters are the same as using an exclamation mark. They indicate that you are angry and are shouting at the email recipient. We never use emotional language in business communications, as it is very unprofessional. Finally, it is important that your subject line never be either unclear or rambling. All clear?
All clear.
Good. Now let us look at some examples for success. This subject line is very effective because it tells the recipient all they need to know. It tells them exactly what the sender needs from them in just 4 words, which is that the sender is requesting the recipient provide them with a job reference. This subject line starts with the main topic, which tells the reader that it is about an internship. Next, it provides more information by answering the question, what about the internship? Well, it is to provide a status update. It is clear, brief and effective. This subject line indicates that it is about a vendor complaint regarding a late payment. The subject line begins with the most important piece of information, that it was a complaint from a vendor, followed by what the complaint was about, which is a late payment. And it ends with what is requested from the reader, which is support. In this 4th example for success, we again see a very clear subject line about an S4 project before noting that it is about an update on the budget. You cannot get clearer than that. On occasion you may wish to start with urgent, which gives the reader an indication of the urgency of the request. Once the urgency has been established, the sender gives the reader additional information on what is urgently needed, which is an information request. In business, an escalation is used to take a request to the manager of a person. This could be either because the person did not respond to the first request or because the person came back with either an inferior or unacceptable response. In this instance, the escalation was regarding a request for support. Here, the subject line lets the reader know that it is first about the sourcing department and then that it is about training for that department. But it takes it one step further, as it includes the word mandatory, which means that the training is compulsory and that the reader must attend it. This subject line clearly indicates that this email is about an appointment for a job interview. In this 9th example for success, the subject line is clearly a request to book a boardroom, giving the reader all the information they need to understand what the email is about. In this final example for success, we find a very common email type in business, as it is sent out after a meeting. It is designed to share information of what was discussed in the meeting, together with any decisions and actions that were agreed upon. In this instance it starts with the broadest topic which it relates to the S4 project before moving on to provide the detail, noting that it is for the weekly meeting and that it is the minutes of that weekly meeting.
I've learned today that business email subject lines are short keywords describing what the email is about. That subject lines start with the most important or main information, such as urgent, or escalation, or even the name of the department or project impacted. They then give a brief indication of what about that main topic the email is all about, such as minutes of meeting, or a status update or an interview. It is all very logical, precise, and effective. I'm going to start using it in my emails from today onwards.
In this video we used the following vocabulary. Statistic. A statistic is a number or figure based upon research or study on a specific topic. Escalation. To escalate means to go upwards or higher, so it means that a person is not happy with an employee and so they are going to their boss, higher up in the company structure, to get the results they need. On occasion. To do something on occasion means that you do it sometimes. Urgent. If something is urgent, then it means that it is important and that it is needed in a hurry. Remember, business English email subject lines are all about quickly letting the reader or recipient of an email know what the email is all about, with the idea that they will then want to read the email and act on it. Remember that, in business, we can only be successful if we can get what we need, and so if someone opens, reads and acts on your email, then it helps you to succeed. Please check out our other business email videos on our YouTube channel under Optimum Business English. If you liked this video and are interested in more business English content, please do like and subscribe. And do check out our website on OptimumBusinessEnglish.com. Thank you and see you again next time.